Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete all the information that I don't need, so I just have my picture here. So I've locked my image into the background. Now with Illustrator, you want to make things as easy for yourself as possible so you don't have to try and draw things. See, we've got 2 ears here, so we want to mirror those ears. So I'll draw it once and then I'll flip it and I'll put it to the other side. I've got an oval here, so that's just an oval I've created with the circular round tool and tilted it. I've had to hand draw this one, and the circles I've done something. So I'll take you through and I'll show you how I would probably build this up. So firstly, I would do the circle for the head. So I could do it a couple of ways, and I'll show you one way. So we could get the ellipse tool, and we could drag it down like this. Now, see here, it's starting to fill it already in the brown because I had that selected. So we go over to the tool palette to the left, and where it has the fill, we click on the none, which is the red line going through it. And where it has the red line going through the stroke, so we have to select that to change it. We go up to the top here and we change it to black. So now you can see I've got an outline. Now, if I'm already working on a black line and I want to be able to make it visible, maybe I'll change it to a red line, and then I can see what I'm working on top. If I want to move my oval, I just select it and drag it around. So it's close, but not close enough. So then I can maybe drag it out from the sides to make it sort of fit. Don't need to worry so much about the bottom. Okay, so you can see that that's not quite working. Now what happens is, so with the selection tool, that selects the whole circle. With the direct selection tool, which is the white arrow, see now that you see these arms that are coming out. So these arms allow me to manipulate different components of that circle. So if I click on that node, which is the blue square that's here, and drag it down to here, then that's sort of putting it into place. Then I'm going to get this arm and I'm going to drag it out. Now on this side here, I'm going to grab this node here and I'm going to take it in and see if I can line it up on top of my line work there. And then down here, so I click on this node here and then it highlights these arms. So I can start with this one and drag it down. So you see there I've got a pretty accurate tracing of just the circle. Now I'm going to build this up with a few components, so it's perfectly fine just to leave it like that for now, because there's this really great shape builder tool which I'll show you later to join all your lines together. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to try that same thing with the oval tool again. I'm going to select the circle, then I've drawn it, then I select the rotate tool. So I'm going to click on it somewhere and rotate the ear. Then with the selection tool, I'll move it into place. And then with the direct selection tool, I'll click on the node, and that didn't work. So I click on the node and I have to see those arms appear. So I click directly on the node this time, and then I can move it down and into place. Okay, now another thing that you should always do when you're working on detailed work is zoom in so that you can see what you're doing. You want your work to be as accurate as possible. Okay, like that. So I've got one ear, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top where it says Object, Transform, Reflect, and see here it tells you whether you can do vertical or horizontal or on an angle. So you can see here how it's mirroring vertical, which is what I want. So I'll do copy, not OK, because that will just do this ear, but I want to copy it and reflect it. See what happened there? That's because I didn't use the direct selection tool. I still had it selected on just one component. So I'll undo that, which is Control Z, and then I'll click on the background, click back on here again. There's no arm showing, so I know that's selected everything. Object, Transform, Reflect, Vertical, and Copy. So now you can see it has done the whole shape, not just a part of it. Now, there's a few ways to do this.